Okay, so on the Mach, I've been having an issue lately where the driver's door requires a little bit more effort when closing it, as well as the door will pop out at me with a little bit more force than it ever has. Now, a little bit is to be expected because the door is opening and there's a little bit of pressure on the glass against the seal. But in my case, it's a little bit excessive. So that was just me simply pulling the latch and letting it come out at me. So that time wasn't as bad, but it's to do with the window coming up a little bit too high and contacting the seal and putting that excessive pressure on the seal, causing the door to be pushed out. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so now with a little bit of light, you can see that, let me go to the inside. There's a little channel where the glass is supposed to ride in, and it's supposed to sit below this little ridge, that little high spot right there. It's supposed to swoop in below that, and it's actually coming in above that. That's what's putting all the pressure on the window and causing it to kind of bow out. So let me shut the door. You can see how it's coming in above that. So now let me lower the window to where it should be and show you how it should look. Okay, so now with it being exactly how it should be, as high as it should normally go, I'm going to shut the door now. And you can see it comes in below that seal. It tucks in nicely where it's supposed to. So my problem is in this area with the window coming up too high, contacting that seal. Now I need to take the door panel off and see what's going on. Okay, so to remove the door panel, this works on both sides because both sides are the same. You're going to have to remove this trim piece right here. There's a little bitty slot right there that you can take a pry tool in and pry it out. Okay. Now it's kind of hard to do this one-handed, but there is a clip about right here, and what you want to do is you want to stick the screwdriver as far in as you can without messing up the vinyl, and you want to try to get down here to this clip and then just simply pry. So I just kind of did it a little bit off camera, but you stick the screwdriver in as far as you can, give it a little, there's the clip. We didn't break it, everything's good. Now we can pull this trim piece back and the connectors will come out of the holes. So now onto the trim piece around the pull handle. You're gonna take a smaller screwdriver, and right here there is a little tab. I'm not sure if we can see it in there. Right there, that tab right there. What you're gonna wanna try to do is position the screwdriver about right there in the middle, push in, and see if you can pull that tab away. Okay, there we go. Now you should just be able to put your screwdriver down it, pull it out. Now that's out. Now to the tweeter. The tweeter is a little tricky because they don't like to come out easy, so I always like to start in the back. Stick the pocket flat in there, kind of get it working a little bit, then move your way up to the top. Once you get it all the way separated from it, you can just simply wiggle and pull out. So there's a speaker cover. Those three trim pieces need to come off, and then you can pull the door panel off. The door panel will come up just by, I always roll the window down and then just take a good firm grip on the door panel itself and pull straight up. There's little locking tabs that you need to pull straight up to get released, and when you're going back in with it, you need to pull straight down. You need to make sure they're all engaged and then pull straight down. It'll lock in, and we will do that right now. Okay, so door panel removed. Now we can look and see what's going on. At first, I thought that it was going to be an adjustment issue on the door, and I was looking around at the bottom and I actually found, so this is actually the rear, or the front bump stop that is supposed to be glued to the window itself, but I guess the Texas heat in the hot summer got to it and it actually ripped off. So you can see this is where it would contact the bump stop right here, but it is not doing that at all. So simple fix, put some weather stripping window glue in here and reposition it on the window itself. Let it dry 24 hours and we should be good. We'll see what happens. Similar story on the passenger side, but with the rear. So the rear was coming up a little bit higher than normal, and it was actually starting to contact the top of this this trim piece that goes all the way across the top. It was contacting right there, and you can actually wipe it away, so no harm done. But the fix for that on this side was removing the door panel, and I had already done the driver's side, so I was going into it expecting a similar issue, and it was this holder for the glass had ripped away from the actual glass itself, so the glass was out of the molding. So same scenario on this side. Had to put the goopy glue in there and put the window down where it's supposed to be, and I'm gonna let it sit overnight and then we'll adjust it in the morning. Okay, so now with the glue itself, I'm using a Permatex brand windshield and glass sealant. So get as much as you feel is good, and it's time to go put it on the door. So back at the door, I have my window holder / bump stop all sealed up, ready to go, and it is time to put it in its place. And that is through this little hole right there, where you can see the other little bit of glue right here. So I'm gonna leave that on there, that way I know, just kind of mash it up as high as I can go until I hit the top of this little seal. So that's why I'm not cleaning that off. But you want to clean the front and the back off enough so that you have a clean, good seal. And then if you look over here, this is a little V. I'm gonna stick my finger in it. That is where this is going to ride. So you want to make sure you put that in this little slot, and that way you get the proper alignment and all that stuff. So here we go. So slide it in there. Okay. And I'm going to go up. And if it works with me, can't really see what I'm doing, but if it works with me, I'll be able to get it. There we go. Now it's gonna make a mess. Try to have some kind of a rag to sop everything up, or your fingers, you know. And what drips to the bottom, I'll get with the rag here in a minute, but I just want to make sure I've got it in the groove. I've got it up as high as it'll go. So that is it. You can see we went right to the line, just like I was hoping, and that is it. I will let that dry overnight and we'll see what happens in the morning. Okay, so now that the glue has fully cured, I'll roll it down. So let's go all the way up And let's see what we did. Okay, that's all the way up. All right, good to go. Now, when I pull the handle, it just kind of comes out just a little bit, just like normal. No pressure on the window from the seal. It's nice and tucked below that little ridge that it was hitting before. And that's that side. Let's go to the other side. So on the passenger side, we now have this fully cured. So let's see what happens when I roll the window up. Okay, it's all the way. Now let's shut the door. So our front is good. Our back is good. Because remember before, we were contacting in this area. The glass was contacting this pillar. So no longer touching there. Got good clearance everywhere. No need to adjust it. That is both sides done and now good.